This is very important because if you are a student who is applying for the summer semester or the winter semester, the German student visa process is changing completely starting today. Up until now, we all know how the visa process works for Germany and it is very slow. You have to get into a wait list on the VFS website, then book your appointment,
then show up to the appointment, submit all your documents, wait for the document verification, wait for the visa stamping, and then finally
receive your visa. This caused a lot of delays, especially last year when a lot of students were waiting for an appointment for up to 6 months, and as a result of this, many of them missed their winter intake and had to start again for the summer semester. To rectify this entire process, the German Foreign Ministry launched a new Consular Services portal, digitaldiplo.de, which is going to speed up the entire process and also reduce the bureaucracy. Their goal is to shift all visa categories from blue card, Carter, student visa, and everything else onto the new Consular Services portal. And from February 17th, 2025, yesterday, the new process has already started. And if you're applying for visa for the summer semester, you have to go to the new portal to start your visa application. I will take you to the portal and explain everything step by step, but here's how the process works in a nutshell. Step 1, you make an online application on digitaldiplo.de. Step 2, you fill all the required forms and upload all the required documents. Step 3, the authorities will verify your documents. And finally, once you are verified, you can book an appointment at the VFS center for document verification and for biometric data collection. The entire process is not 100% online, but it reduces a lot of the time you waste in getting an appointment and submitting your documents. Now let's go to the website where I'll explain you all the details from the application form to the documents required and everything else. So once you come to the Consular Services portal, which is digitaldiplo.de, this is how the website will look like. So if you have to apply for visa, just click on visa, scroll down and you will find study purposes and seeking a university place. That is the German student visa. There are many other options, like you can see opportunity card, the blue card, even family reunification visa for your spouses, for the children who are joining the parents, or parents who are joining the children. Once you are in the student visa section, just scroll down and you will find an option where you have to select your country. So select India and it will load up the different VFS centers. For me it is Mumbai because I am from Mumbai, but let's say if you are from Karnataka or Kerala, you have to apply to Bangalore, and similarly if you are from Tamil Nadu, you have to apply to Chennai. So I'm just going to select Mumbai and apply online now. After this, you have to create an account using email address and a password, and once you verify all the details, you will be greeted with this dashboard. I have filled out dummy details, but here you have to fill 3 main things. First is the entry form, second is the VIDEX application form which was previously on the VFS website, and finally you have to upload your documents. This form is very easy to fill because you just have to click on options and not fill out any details. The first question is if you have an admit letter from a German university. So click yes if you already have the letter. And the second option is for those students who are going for Studienkolleg or for language courses. Then it will ask you if you have done your studies in Germany or do you have any foreign qualifications. And if you're from India, just click on no because you have to submit your educational documents from India. The next question is, are you allowed to start studying right away? For most of the students, you just have to click yes. But if you're going for a Studienkolleg, then into a bachelor's program, then you have to click no because it says my admission is linked to a preparatory course that I have to complete before starting my studies. Next, you have to answer what kind of degree program is it. Is it a full-time or a part-time program? Most of the students are enrolled in a full-time program and can start right away, so you have to click the first option. But if it's a full-time program and in your admit letter you have got a conditional admit, you have to select the second option. Then it will ask you, are you going for a PhD? Just click on no. Then you have to provide proof of your language skills. Here it asks for B2 German skills. So if you have not studied German and have not given these exams, then just click on no, and which says that I can prove the language skills for my degree by other means. Here there are 3 main options. The first 2 are quite similar, which says that my language skills were tested by the university and it is mentioned in the letter of admission from the German university. So if your admit letter mentions that you qualify all language criteria, select this option. But if you have to get a separate confirmation from the German university about your language skills, then you have to click on the second option. In other cases where you have given your IELTS or TOEFL for your English language exams, just click on the third option where you can provide the proof using a language certificate. Then it will ask you if you have a German or a EU scholarship, and you can just click no if you don't have any scholarships, and then scroll down where it will ask you how are you going to secure your livelihood. Most of the students are going to use a blocked account, so you have to select the first option. Don't select the second option because it requires an employment proof which you have to provide before you move to Germany. As you're only providing a proof of blocked account, just click on the first option and scroll below. Then it will ask about tuition fees, but as most of the public universities in Germany don't have any tuition fees, you can just click no. But if your university has tuition fees, you can select one of these two options, either which are mentioned in your admit letter or from a document which your university provides on the website. Finally comes the APS certificate, where you have to click yes, I have completed my education in India, China or Vietnam, and yes, I also have an APS certificate. It will ask for your legal age, and then you will see a green bubble coming up that result has been saved and your entry form has been completed. Just click on save and head back to overview. Once you fill the entry form, you'll see that the requirements have been fulfilled and you can move on to the second option, which is your VIDEX application form. There are in total 6 details which you have to fill, from your personal, contact, your identification, traveling data, your references, and also your means of support. So let's start one by one. In the personal details, you have to fill your personal data like your family name, your first name, date of birth, place of birth, marital status, and other details. Accordingly, you also have to fill your parents' details like the name of your father, the family name of the father, date of birth, even your mother's details. And finally, you have to fill the occupation. If you're not doing any job and you have directly applied after completing your bachelor's or your studies, just select student or trainee. But if you are doing some occupation, you have to select one of these options and then fill out the rest of the details. In contact data, you just have to fill out your address, give your mobile number and your email, and make sure the address is typed correctly. In the third section of identification, you have to upload your travel document, which is going to be ordinary passport, the passport number, what date it was issued, which country was issued in, and how long is it valid for. In the travel data, first you have to select the purpose of your stay. So if you're a student, you just have to click on study. Then you have to enter a date on which you wish to enter Germany, and this really depends upon when your visa arrives, but just for the sake of this application, you can enter a date which is 1 week before your classes start. So if your classes are starting on 1st April 2025, then you can put 24th March, which is a good enough date. The last box 2 also needs a date, but if you click on the I option, it says that if this has not been precisely determined or a permanent residence is planned, then text may be entered. So if you are not sure of what you want to do, return back to India or get a permanent residence in Germany, you can just write permanent residence intended, because they also know plans can change. Then you have to select a reference person, which can be your father, your mother, or any other relative, or even your university or a manager in your company. Taking the example of your father, you just have to enter the name, the first name, the date of birth, the place of birth, their address, the phone number, and email. And finally, it asks about how you're going to support yourself while studying in Germany. So you can just type in blocked account, and then it asks if a formal declaration of commitment has been completed, which is basically a sponsorship letter. So you can just select no, as you're going to support yourself using a blocked account. Then it will ask you for your address in Germany, and if you have not yet found a house or an apartment, you can just enter the postal code and the city you're going to. The rest of the things here are not mandatory, and you can just scroll down, click on no, because you have not committed any crime, you have never been deported, and if you have no diseases, and by default these are no. Once you complete the application form, it should show that the completed sections are 6 out of 6, and then you move to your documents. Now you mostly have to only upload 7 documents, which are also the same documents which are in the German student visa checklist. The first is of course your passport, which is valid, and you only need to submit your pages with your photo and the personal details like your address. Then you have to upload the APS certificate, which you will receive on your mail. Then you have to upload the admit letter which you have received from a German university. The intention to study is your letter of motivation which you have to write. Then you have to submit your CV, and if you want a free format, you can just type Europass CV on Google and make a free CV on that website, and it is also accepted by the German student visa authorities and even German universities. Then you have to provide proof of your language skills, which is using a language certificate. Then you have to provide proof of a secure livelihood using a blocked account, a declaration of commitment, which is a sponsorship letter, or if you have taken an education loan, but as most students use a blocked account, just upload the blocked account certificate. And you also have option to upload some other documents to support your application. For example, let's say you have updated your passport, then you can upload your old passport using this form. Once you upload all your required documents, you'll see that there is one more document which needs to be uploaded, and that is a confirmation from VFS, which is the service provider for visa in India. You'll see that there is a button linked to service provider, and if you click on that button, you will be taken to the VFS Global website. You have to log in, and it will say welcome to Germany Consular Services Portal Payment Portal. So you just have to click on new application and start a new booking. Fill in all the details, which is your nationality, your country of application, so that is also going to be India. VAC is the VFS center which happens to be in your jurisdiction. So for me, because I live in Mumbai, I have to select Mumbai, but depending on your jurisdiction, select one of these VFS centers. Then select the visa type, which is going to be student visa. In the subcategory, you have to choose CSP studies with APS certificate, because that is the option for students going to Germany. Then enter your name and your passport number and click on save and continue. And here it will ask you to make the payment for the VFS service, which is around 898 rupees, and these are not the visa fees. This is just the fee for VFS, and once you submit the application, you will be taken to the payment portal where you have to make the payment for the 898 rupees, and you have to download the receipt, which if you go back to the consular services portal and to the document section, and if you scroll below, you'll see that there is a service provider receipt, which is the same one which you will get from the VFS website, and you have to upload that file here. Once you upload the VFS receipt, you will see that you have selected the service provider in your VFS center, and the button has changed to submit application for review. And once you click on that, your application will be sent to the authorities, and that's it. You have sent your documents for visa, and once they are verified, you will be asked to book an appointment at the VFS center so that your documents will be verified in person and your biometric data will be collected. Before you press this button, go through all the details in the entry form in the VIDEX application, and even the documents you have uploaded, check them twice, thrice, or even 4 times, because you don't want to make any mistakes, because this is your final visa application. If you have made a spelling mistake or uploaded a wrong document, you can just go to the respective section, delete that, and make the correction. This is one of the biggest news of 2025, and it might reduce the visa delays we all face. India is not only a very huge country, but the number of students going to Germany every year is also increasing. That's why if you have a portal like this where you can apply for the visa online and just show up for the document verification, it reduces a lot of the time you waste and actually speeds up the process. So if you're applying for the summer semester or even for the winter semester, make sure you go to this new portal for the visa application and share this video with your friends who are going to do the same. If you want help with your documents, your packing, or even with learning German, we have a lot of free resources in the description which will help you out. If you have any doubts, put them in the comments below and I'll answer them, and I'll see you in the next video.